And my father that in the background there chat to him brother. If you can hear, I don't know. Can't believe say I know them choose for talk when me choose for talk. Hope you can't hear them still, you know. Like I said, I'm just waiting for a few people to log on, and then I'm gonna go on and get started and talk about this HIV/AIDS thing. It's been a real long time. I've been wanting to talk. Well, actually, it's been laid on my heart to talk about it, and I've just been putting it off and don't really wanna. Sometimes when we ask God to use us, He takes us out of our comfort zone, and He uses us in His way. So I guess this is just a way for Him to use me. I don't know. So I'm going to shed a little bit of light on this thing. Earlier I was actually listening to a radio station, and a caller called in, and a comment was made about something about them when people eat certain things and don't eat certain way, and etc. They start to shrivel up on this and that and look like somebody have AIDS or HIV. So I was questioning, well, what does someone that has HIV look like? Because you can't really tell. You can't tell from looking at someone. You know what I'm saying? So
bless greetings to that person who come in, yeah?
That even inspired me more to shed a little bit of light, a little bit of education on this thing, So again, I'm just gonna play a couple of songs, and invite some people and then get into it.
Street colors, talk about it on the radio, talk about it even on the TV show. It's HIV, all this is don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. It's HIV, all this is don't respect nobody. Believe we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. See how many people HIV are better in England and America, in the Caribbean and Africa. So you would not be a hero or a savior. You man don't respect no one. You man is too dangerous. But they don't virus no one. This is not respect nobody. In the end, we better take precaution and try to understand that prevention is better than cure. HIV, but this is not respect nobody. In the end, all around us are people infected with HIV and AIDS. In our first worlds have already been saved. At least shed of blood. After all, we're all they have. And it could have been one verse. My life has come close to the end. And I got no more friends. It's in my veins. A clear reason why they all up in the land. See, I love you. Only your mind can take the pain. I only got myself to blame. Just wait for a few more people to log on, you know? It's a big positive. Don't you abandon me. It's punishing me enough already. You don't have to do it. See, I wish I could do something about it, but I can't turn back the hands of time. So them said, I can't lie. A life of shame. Only your mind, I can't take. I only got myself to blame. I'm regretting this. Positive.
Make sure you're properly fed. And also pay close attention. That's what we show you. Don't you blessed day to each and every one of you. Greetings in the name of the Father, the Son, and of course the Holy Spirit. I just want to touch on this thing called HIV/AIDS and, put a little education to it or inform someone who may be misinformed about it, because this thing went viral, basically, say, in the early 80s to the mid 80s. It started to go rampant around the whole entire United States. But it actually started long before then. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was in the back in the 1920s, and it kind of originated from, I guess there were monkeys, right, or chimpanzees back in Africa or whatever, and you used to have, like, how the guys, they go out there and they hunt. They used to, they eat monkey. So the hunters will go out there and either get injured somehow and come in some type of contact with the monkey, whether it be getting bit or it be even as far as injuring themselves. They have a cut on their hand or something like that, and they, because they're hunters. And in the process of chopping the monkey and dealing with the, chopping it up and stuff like that, the blood eventually gets into them, and by also eating the infected monkey. And it could have also been the women, because women also used to take care of the food and stuff like that. So that's how they say it originated from. And there's a lot of other things that happened from it, of how it really got, to spread so rapid. I'm not really going to touch that topic. I'm actually going to save that one for another time. But just to shed a little light on it briefly, there was a doctor named Robert Gallo, and he basically injected a couple of humans with it, and it, began to spread even more like that. Now, this thing called HIV is a monster, and it's a genius. It's a very smart thing, and it can trick the body into doing and thinking lots of things. For any of you who may be in the medical field and know anything about the human body and the cells of the human body is made up of many different cells. The two basic type of cells that make up the human body are the red blood cells and the white blood cells. Now, the red blood cells, they are there for your oxygen. They help your oxygen and all of that. The white blood cells, those are the white blood cells that fight off all type of infectious bacteria. Those are your soldier cells per se. So they fight off all sicknesses and stuff like that. When the body, well, let me back up a little bit, sorry. I didn't rehearse or anything like that, so please, just bear with me. And again, I'm a little nervous about doing this because I want to get the right message across the right way, and it's hard. No. So the human body is supposed to have an average of between 500 and 1,200 white blood cells. Again, the white blood cells are the blood cells that fight off bacteria. Now, when HIV enters into the body, the first place that it goes is into the stomach. It hides inside your intestines, and it builds up. As it's building up, I wish I had some type of dialogue or something that I could show you, some type of animation, something that I could show you. But the virus builds up inside the stomach and it starts to go out into your body. As it goes out into your body, it attacks specifically the white blood cells. It does not touch the red blood cells. It only attacks the white blood cells because that's what it was designed to do. That's what it does. So it attacks the white blood cells. When it latches on to the white blood cell, it embeds itself inside of the white blood cell. So the body that is producing these white blood cells, when they see that white blood cell, it gets confused and thinks that it's a healthy cell, when in all actuality, it's really a sick cell. The virus, the AIDS virus, is inside that white blood cell, maturing and growing. When it reaches to a certain point, it actually destroys that white blood cell completely and goes on to another cell and other cells and other cells. HIV, it replicates itself. It reproduces itself, but it can only do that with good cells, and that's why it attacks specifically the white blood cells. Also, because it's designed to kill. Now, as the virus attacks these soldier cells and kill them off, eventually over time, you start to get sick. When someone, the most common sign for someone that is infected, and this may shock you, but it could be as far as a common cold. You may think you have a sore throat or a little flu. A flu-like symptom is very, very similar to you being caught catching AIDS. But just because you have those symptoms does not mean necessarily that you have it. That's why getting tested is very, very, very important. Very important. It's better to know than not to know. I've been tested. How about you? Get tested. Again, I will talk about that too later on, and also in maybe other, videos that I do. This is the first I'm doing, and I'm going to see how it goes. So, again, the virus, it attacks the white blood cells, and it kills them off, spreading throughout the whole body. Over time, the body starts to break down. The human body is supposed to have between 500 and 1,200 copies of the white blood cells. Once the white blood cells reach a level of 200 or less, they consider that being HIV. It could be other things as well, but once the white blood cells reach 200 or lower, it's considered
no
AIDS. HIV processes into AIDS. So you get the virus, the HIV virus first. HIV is human immune virus. AIDS is autoimmune deficiency syndrome. When the body is infected with the HIV and the levels drop down to 200 or less, again, that's when the body you are considered to have full-blown AIDS. Once you have that, you start to show many more signs, and like losing weight, rashes may come out, certain cancers, body aches, many different things. You know, weight loss is a very popular sign. You start to shrink down, you start to get fevers and this and that. And that is how the virus takes over the body. Once HIV is into the body and it's untreated, that's when it really gets into a dangerous state. Back in the 80s, this thing was new to them, or so they acted. That's what I think. You know, it was new, or they didn't have the technology, whatever, to deal with things. Since then, they've come out with many different medication. But my views on medication or pharmaceutical drugs is I'm not gonna touch that either right now. You know, I'm gonna prepare for that one. But I don't think that we should be putting chemicals inside of our body. You know, the Father, Almighty God, He clearly gave us the cure for everything. The human body is designed to cure itself of anything, as long as we take care of it properly, meaning we eat right and we exercise properly and we take care of the body properly. Thank you everyone for coming on. Everything's going so fast and I'm trying to concentrate. So if I haven't healed you up or said anything to you, blessed love to you. You see? I don't really want to get off track by looking at names and calling names either, you know? But blessed love to each and every one of you who log on. And if you're just logging on, I'm asking you to, share this and even go back and watch from the beginning if you missed any. Again, let's get back to it because I'm kind of running off a track here. So the virus, it turns into AIDS once it's untreated, and it begins to kill off the body. HIV can hide dormant inside your body for many years. Again, let's back up a little bit to the part where, let's say you get infected and you start to show those signs of the flu, you know. That flu symptom will last maybe approximately a few weeks, you know, and then it can go away by itself, or it can go away by being treated, you know, by taking over-the-counter meds or whatever, and then it kind of relaxes. That's when it's there doing its job, killing off the body. So it well, I'm telling you, this thing is really a monster, you know, and really a genius. From the time it's HIV until the time it reaches AIDS, it's about between an 8 to 10 year process. So that just shows you that, you can live with it for very long, probably longer, and not even know, you know? So Again, that's why it is very, very important to get tested. Get tested regular, especially if you have multiple partners. Even if you're married. Even if you're married, it does not matter. Get tested. You know, talk to your partner, talk to your friends, talk to your family about it. Because this, like I said, this thing came out or surfaced years ago. And after a while, it seemed to have kind of died down. But let me tell you something. It ain't going nowhere. It's still here. So once that like I was saying, the HIV, for it to process into AIDS, is between an 8 to 10 year process. But each person is different. So that's where this thing can also be tricky. So just because someone may get it, it may not take the full 8 years before signs start to show. What I mean by that is, let's say you have Jonathan, you have Greg, and you have Sally. Jonathan and Greg both had sex with Sally. Sally is the infected party. Now, whether the two guys knew about it or not, or knew about each other or not, it doesn't matter. It could have been different times, but let's go on the same day, because some people are like that. They have sex with multiple people same day. Not wise. Anyway, so the two guys, they have sex with Sally. No, the first guy, he takes care of his body from long time. He eats proper. He exercises a lot. He takes care of his body, while the other guy does not. He eats junk food. He smokes. He drinks. He doesn't exercise. Stuff like that. You know. So his body is not as healthy as the other one. Let's say the first guy has 800 white blood cells, and the other guy has 600 white blood cells. It's still pretty much healthy, right? Only difference, one is higher than the other. So now when they both come in contact with the HIV virus, the one who has the less white blood cells, obviously his white blood cells are going to die off quicker than the other guy who has more white blood cells. So the guy with the less white blood cells can start to show signs within weeks to months, when the other guy, he doesn't show signs at all. yet they both are infected. So that is how the HIV, it kills off the body. There are many different beliefs or myths on how you get it and this and that. I'm going to tell you a few of them. First of all, you cannot catch HIV or AIDS from anyone by touching them, meaning shaking a hand, hugging them, dancing with them, or playing with them, or anything like that. You cannot get it from a toilet seat. You cannot get it from sharing bathrooms or showers. You cannot get it from sharing clothes. You can get it from kissing if both parties have open cuts in their mouth or sores in their mouth. Then that's where it gets to it. Or deep kissing, deep tongue kissing. You know? So that is how you can get it. You can get it. You cannot by kissing. That is how you can get it. Oral sex. It's not common, but it can happen. It's about a 2% chance of it happening. But the way that happens is it's usually the person doing the oral. Now, you know, let's say you have, because you have a lot of different type of people out there. Some are bisexual, some are straight, and some are I don't want to offend anyone, but homosexuals, right? They let's talk about them. Now, for two guys to be having that type of relations, it's usually the bottom. When I say bottom, I mean the guy doing the oral to the guy. That if the guy who is receiving is infected, he can pass it to the guy doing it if he ejaculates in his mouth. Or again, if there are sores or cuts in his mouth and you know the liquids from all of that combined, and that's how you get it. But if the guy who is doing it has it, it's a lesser chance of him giving it to the guy that is receiving it. I don't know if that makes any sense. The same thing with two women, or the same thing with a guy and a female. It's usually the receiver who ends up getting, other than giving. I don't even know where else to go with this, and I don't know how much info I've actually been able to give you all. But I'm gonna try to keep on, you know, doing this and shedding a little bit of light again, as I said, on HIV/AIDS, because it's a serious thing, and it is still going around in this world today. All over the world. This thing is all over the world, and it's not just someone who is having sex who can catch it. You know, the unborn baby inside the mom can catch it. The baby sucking on the breast can catch it. You know, there are so many different ways. You don't have to be homosexual to get it. You don't have to share needles to get it. You don't have to be killing monkeys and eating monkeys and all of that as the hunters were doing back then to get it. There are many different ways that you can get it. And just by looking at someone, you cannot tell that they have it. There's no way to look at someone or to even look at yourself and say you have it. Now, if you are aware with some of the symptoms, you can point out certain things and note and say, okay, maybe this might be, and maybe it might not be. That's where you go and get it checked and stuff like that. So again, this HIV/AIDS is a very, very, very serious thing. It's still out there. It's still prevalent. There's also another disease called lupus. Lupus is very, very similar to HIV. Very, very similar, but it's not the same. Again, and another thing, don't just, I'm telling you what I've learned from my research and from my looking up and from my experience. So don't just take my word for what I'm telling you. Look into it. Research, do your research. You know, every minute we're down in our phone and we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram and this and that, and take a few minutes to pick up a book, or while you have your phone in your hand, go to Google and or wherever you have to go and do some research. And don't just take it from me. You know for yourself. And again, getting tested is the best thing that you could do, because it's prevention, again, is better than cure. You know, it is better to know than not to know, especially to find out when it's too late. You know, again, your diet has a lot to do with you either maintaining or actually curing AIDS. But again, this is just the first time I'm doing this, and I don't want to bunch up everything in one. I feel like I want to do this again, you know, with the help of the Almighty God. You know, so I'm asking each and every one of you again to just please get tested. Get tested often. You know, do what you have to do to know.
All around us are people.
Well, I hope you guys, got something from that, Hope you guys really got something from that, because it's all true. And as I said, I am not a doctor, so please don't look at me as a doctor. Do your research and find out things that you will be hearing me say here on this channel. It's real important to know about our health, because a lot of us have neglected health awareness, neglected it bad, and it's a shame. I mean, you wonder why the human race is not living as long as it used to live. People used to live 100, 200, 700 years old and stuff like that. And I mean, I agree that a lot of it is beyond our powers to do anything about it. I believe that. Yes, I do know that. But at the same time, and when I say beyond our powers, I mean pollution and stuff like that. But at the same time, it also, the foods that we eat play a big part in it too. So we really need to pay attention to this this thing called health, because it's I like to kind of compare it to karma. It's a bien, you understand? Karma comes around good or bad. Health comes around, good or bad. You know, but when it come around rough. If you get what I'm saying, kind of read between the lines, then you know. But yeah, I'm just gonna play a little something else for you, and this here is another true information. I will never give you lies. I may give you jokes and stuff like that, but I will not give you lies. So just listen up and you know,
Stomach surgery.
tell me where you are.
Well, I got the scars to show. I barely made it along life's road. Cause when my life got dark, he was the only spark, the light at the end of the road. Real story, you know, true words them there. You know, well, this is Servant David. And this one here, it's a vid. And I know I said I was going to do this more in my LSs. So this is, I'm not sure if it will be the last, but this is the first video I'm really doing kind of strictly maintaining towards health, you know. So you may see me looking down, and that's because I'm reading over my notes, and because I don't want to, you know, miss anything out. So I may be reading straight, or I may be reading piece, you know. You can tell when I'm reading or whatever, but I kind of want to get this across to you as best as I can. So down below in the comments, you guys tell me what you think, and we go from there. Yeah. So as a child, I was born with a rare disease called Hirschsprung's disease, and Hirschsprung's disease is basically it's like an intestinal disease, and it's a very, very, very rare disease. They say 1 in 5,000 kids are born with it. But guess what? I'm that one. Yeah. You know, under the age of a year old, I had 5 different open stomach surgeries. 5 different open stomach surgeries. You know, it's all due to me being born with Hirschsprung's disease. You know, Hirschsprung's disease it's a disease which occurs in approximately, like I said before, 5,000 newborn kids. You know what I mean? Hirschsprung disease it's a condition you are born with. You know that causes blockage in your intestines. And they say that children with Hirschsprung disease lack nerves in the bottom segment of the colon. You know, these nerves normally allow the muscles in the wall of the bowels to contract, moving digested materials downstream towards the anus so that it can be, you know, eliminated outside of the body. A child's large intestines, you guys listen to this, a newborn baby's large intestines is 5 feet long. 5 feet long. And Hirschsprung disease can affect either a small or a large portion of that organ. The condition occurs most commonly in the upper rectum or the sigmoid colon, which is the very last part of the large intestines before stool reaches the anus. Children with Hirschsprung disease will always need surgery and to remove the non-functional segment of the intestines and restore the ability to push out stool through the, you know, digest through the anus. You know, with proper surgical care and aftercare and all of that, they say that, you know, children with that are born with that, and they go through proper care, proper surgeries and stuff like that, most recover and they can go on with a normal life. You know,
and things can move as functional. For me, it took a while for it to actually be okay per se, because I would have certain issues. Like I would have to worry about things that I eat. Certain foods I couldn't eat. Even now, I can't eat certain foods or too much of certain foods, such as dairy, which we shouldn't eat dairy anyways. But that's for another topic, you know. Yeah, but dairy, certain greens I can't have, you know, or else it'll run my belly. Now, with me going through that as a child, I didn't have much of a childhood like a lot of others did. You know how you would have some sleepovers sometimes. You know, I couldn't sleep over. It was rough in school. You know, at times I would have accidents because remember, the nerves inside are damaged. So it takes a long time for them to be restored if they ever get restored. You know, but yeah, it's been a rough time with it. You know, I think maybe my last episode with it was maybe in my 20s, my early 20s, 23, 24, somewhere around like that, where I last had any problems. I mean, I would go to the bathroom on myself in my sleep, especially in my sleep. Once in a while, it would happen during the day, you know, but yeah, a lot in my sleep, you know, back in my younger years. And the last, like as I said, last episode that ever happened that was concerning that, you know, my stomach or anything like that, was I was probably about 24 years old, you know, so that was, and I'm what, 47 now, so soon to be 48. So yeah, you know, but I just wanted to kind of tell you guys a little bit about that. And again, I am not a doctor, as you probably can see, and I don't want to be a doctor. But anything that I tell you that maybe that is related to health or pertaining to health, don't just take it from me. I'm not saying don't listen to me, because I know what I'm talking about. But you have to go do your own research and talk to who you have to talk to get the knowledge that you need to confirm that what I'm saying is actually true whenever you hear me talking about certain things, you know. And as for some may say, well, why would you even come out and tell people that, or why would you give people things in such detail? Why? Because I am honest, straightforward, raw, uncut, upfront. And a lot of times I just speak from my mind or my heart. I just speak out. Like I speak as I don't think sometimes, even though you should, before I talk, because what I'm going to say is truth. Sometimes I need to think about how I'm going to say it, because a lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I'm aware that that can offend someone. But anyone who knows me knows that I never intentionally offend someone, unless, you know, it's a selfish, out of flesh payback or something like that, you know. But also I tell my situation
fish out of flesh payback or something like that. You know, but
bless greetings, troops.
Also, I tell my situation because sometimes silence can hurt. So by me speaking out, there could be many others who actually go through that and experience that, or have experienced that, or are going through something else that they thought was so bad, and they see this and it encourage them to go on and go on and go on. All right. So again, this is Servant David, and this topic is Hirschsprung's disease. I just want to tell each and every one of you that always remember to put God first in all that you do. All that you do. So with that being said, I want to say, Almighty God, I thank you. And I give you glory for this video right here. May it reach someone who maybe have went through the same thing I've been through, or maybe it just educates someone on it. Lord God, I thank you for your presence. I thank you for your glory. And I say hallelujah and amen. And to you, and you, and you, manners, love, and elevation. Servant David says so.
See? So that was just me playing one of my videos of where I was explaining a rare disease called Hirschsprung's disease. Bless greetings to you, Choopsy. Bless greetings, and thank you for coming, sweetheart. I appreciate you for that. But yeah, I was just playing a few videos or interviews, stuff like that, of with me, with other people, stuff like that, and of course talking to you like I am now as well, with a lot of health awareness things, because health awareness is something that many of us have neglected, whether consciously or unconsciously, from the things we eat, the things we do, from the things we don't eat, from the things we don't do, and stuff like that, So my initial and original, Choopsy, you might not know, but others, they know that. My initial reason for being here on YouTube is to spread the goodness of God in a health way. No, I'm not a pastor, don't want to be a pastor. I'm too honest to be a pastor, and I'm not a doctor. I'm too honest to be a doctor. They probably kill me because I talk truth. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't like the truth to be told or spoken or whatsoever. But my main, what inspired me to be here on YouTube is my last diagnosis that I got, which was being diagnosed with lung cancer, skin cancer, and AIDS. And then that story that I just finished playing was another part of my story where when I was born with a rare disease called Hirschsprung's disease. Under the age of 1 year old, I had 5 open stomach surgeries. So that's what you probably came in and you heard going, that's what it was. That was, I was explaining to you about. But yeah, so I'm here to show people that, a lot of times we do have, everybody have issues, everybody have their flaws, everybody have problems, things that they go through. But it seems like a lot of time when we're going through those problems, we tend to think that our problem is the worst problem. You understand? Like said, oh God, why me? Oh, what me do for deserve this and da 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 da. But sometimes we need to back up and don't say God, why me? Say God, why not me? You know what I mean? Because he's amazing. But you know, I just wanna let people know what God can do, and also, most important, shed awareness on health. So that's, you know, kind of what inspired me to do LSs. My videos are just various videos where I just do various videos to for a little bit of this for everybody. I like to give everybody a little bit, you know, try. You can't please everybody, I know that, but I like to give a little something for everybody, even if I don't like it, you know. So yeah, and I try to stay as clean and unoffensive as possible. You know, like for instance, did you know that some Malaysians protect their babies from diseases and stuff like that by bathing them in beer that you drink? Life with Laddie, thank you. How are you? Blessed greetings. Thank you for coming. Thanks, Life and with Laddie and Ren. Thank you for coming. Yeah, did you know that some Malaysians protect their babies from diseases by giving them baths in beer? Huh? And the average person laughs about 13 times a day. About 13 times a day, the average person laughs. Magnets. Did you know that magnets can affect your moral compass? Strong magnet fields can make people judge a moral dubious situation or stupid situation as something acceptable. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things that health-wise that a lot of people don't know that can be very beneficial, and that's why I want to, you know, spread health awareness. I want to do things about, you know, being proactive instead of reactive. You know, for those who may not know the certain words that I may be using, I'm gonna try to explain them. Like, so proactive is actually like doing something before it happens. Being reactive is like doing something after it happens. So let's say, for instance, you take care of your body correctly, you eat right, you sanitize right, you eat the right foods and this and that, and you may take a little medicine like, you know, cough syrups and stuff like that, and you don't even have a cold. So you do things before they happen. You do things to prevent certain things. Reaction would be the other one. You know, like did you know that studies have found that fatherhood suppresses the testosterone in men? So I wonder why so many men have so many children. Oh gosh, just throwing a little humor in there, you know. And I'm sorry, I got the camera off because I'm not really, you know, fit for the camera today, you know. And it's not about me, it's about the message that I'm getting off. And if you really want to look at me, you can look at the picture that's there, you know. And if you really, really, really want to look at me, you can go and check out some of my videos, you know, some of my other LSs, or you can follow me at Franklin Ferrigon. That's FRANKLYN FERRIGON on Facebook. And Life with Lati and Ren, I want to thank you again for being here. I'm going to add you in my next elevation vid. Life with Lati and Ren. And of course, David Choops there. Of course, she up there. So, see, I'm not fit spell it proper. I know me I talk. Yeah, so I'm just writing down some names of those who, you know, come into the live. In case you're here, I'm going to be doing this here. This one here is, I'm only here for maybe about 2 hours. I was going to say an hour, but it's about an hour and 20 minutes now. So I'm only here for a total of maybe 2 hours, and then I'm going to take a little break and, you know, go deal with these dogs, finish working on some videos, and then I'll be back live again at I think 9 o'clock. All right, and that one will be just grinding in the dark with me. You know, a long time I haven't done the grinding in the dark. Grinding in the dark is kind of sort of just like the silent grinding, but instead of the silent grind, you're grinding in the dark, and you're hearing stuff, but you're not seeing stuff. Kind of something like this, but you know, yeah. So. But in that grinding in the dark, I'm gonna be playing some games. So I don't know. I'm gonna start it off with Name That Song. Yeah, I'm gonna start that one off. But you can check me 9 o'clock. That's in about 2.5 hours from now. I'll be live again. Again, I'm just doing this one here again for maybe another 30-35 minutes. Take a 2-hour break, and then you know, come back to it again. But yeah, there's a lot of health things that are not known or that are lied to us about. You know, like all the matter that makes up the human race can fit into a cube of sugar. This is because atoms are mostly empty space. You know what I mean? If you was to cram all the atoms in all human beings put together without any wasted space, they wouldn't even be any bigger than a cube of sugar. However, though, that sugar cube would weigh about 5 billion tons. And these are, what I'm telling you are facts. I will never tell you nothing that is untruth, knowing that it's untruth. And if I ever do tell any of you anything that is untruth, please do come to me, let me know, correct me, because I can take correction. You know, we don't have to debate on things. We don't have to argue. You know, we can hold our reasoning. You know. And if anybody is possible for you to share this out, I'm asking you to please share it out. You know, and I'm gonna just show my face just a little bit, just to show you guys, you know, I am here. I am here. I'm just not really into the you know, the camera thing today, you know, because again, this is not about me at all. You know. But did you know that when we're born, our eyes are almost the full size, but our noses and our ears, they never stop growing. Did you know that? Did you know all of that? I'm telling you, it's a lot of information out there. The total weight of bacteria living in the human body is 2 to 6 pounds, or 1 to 3% of our total weight. Did you know that the doctor I have to be careful here. And I'm not speaking all doctors, because you have some who have our best in interest, but all doctors took an oath. Okay? And that oath is to protect us, that they would never give us something harmful that is against nature. But yet most doctors, they bless greetings, Shana Mark, bless greetings, bless greetings, bless greetings. You catch me when the camera on, come just about to turn it off, because I tell everybody, say, oh, I'm not really in the camera, you know, mood today, but I just turned it on to show people that have been here for the past hour and 20 something minutes. But yeah, most doctors, they will only thanks for coming, Sean, I appreciate you. Most doctors, they are not out for our best interest. They don't. It's about this, the money, they and who they work under. You know, I mean, like. And Sean, I have something to ask you, Sean. I accidentally blocked someone. How do I unblock them? If you can help me with that, you can either answer it here or, you know, the other way. You know, you can send me a telegram, or, you know, you can send one of my dog them to come get the note where you go right or whatever. It don't matter how you want to do it, but how do I unblock someone that I have blocked? But yeah, I was saying, like, we go to the doctor to get well, but yet the doctor see us to get wealthy. They make more money off of keeping us sick than they do, or keeping us sick or keeping us stable than they do healing or curing. You know, like, I mean, did you know that an office desk have 400 times more bacteria than toilet seats? Okay. Maybe you can talk me to it later, or if I can't get it done. But thank you, sweetie. But yeah, did you know that? And I'm still here. Like I said, I'm not really into the camera mood, so I'm gonna turn off the camera, but I'm here. But office desks have 400 times more bacteria than toilet seats. An office desk. Bacteria. Did you also know that bacteria can grow and divide every 20 minutes, turning one bacteria cell into 16 million in just what, maybe 8 hours? Ooh, let me tell you, it's some stuff that is well needed to be known. And like I said, you know, in the beginning, I was trying to save my LSs for health awareness. I kind of went left with them just to kind of get the hang of it and stuff like that. But it's just one of those things that we kind of have to do. You know, did you know that semen? Do you know what semen is? If you know what semen is, say yes. Semen is beneficially good for your skin and your hair. Semen from a man. Okay. I'm gonna be here for a little while, but I'm also coming back later on. in about 2 hours from now. I'm gonna end this in about 30 minutes. So, but I'm coming back and I'm gonna take a 2 hour break. Coming back later on, grinding in the dark, playing a game. Guess that song. Never Have I Ever, and maybe a few other, games. Truth about Servant David. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely we'll catch you later. Thank you, and I love you. Love you both. Love you, Sean, and I love your Mark. Manners, love, and elevation, yeah? And did you also know that moringa seed is good for your hair? People who fidget burn extra calories than normal. People, meaning basically people who fidget around a lot, they burn an extra 350 calories a day. This could work off 10 to 30 pounds a year off of a person. That people who fidget all over the place. Did you know that on a clear night, the human eye can see a candle burning from up to 30 miles away? I bet you didn't know that. And I mean, I can't say I bet, because maybe you do. I would be wrong to say you don't know. I know, so why wouldn't someone else know? There are several health problems that can be helped when you put organic red onions on your feet before you go to bed. You may have heard that people are slicing onions to put on their feet before bed, and put. It's kind of like they're trying to do it to. And I know it sounds bizarre. It sounds crazy, but they're putting sliced onions on their feet, and believe me, it works. Now, I wouldn't do this every night, and to be honest, out of curiosity, you're probably wondering what would happen. So I'm about to try to tell you what happens when you put organic red onions, under your feet. This would happen because all right, you see, you should put onions against your feet. I'm gonna read something. I'm gonna read something to you. I'm gonna try to read a little something to you, right? You should put onions. Let me see. Let's start. I should have my glasses, but I don't really have my glasses right now. Right? So let's look at the reasons you should put, onions against your feet and in your socks before you go to bed, and why you might, want to try this interesting, health remedy. Our skin is our body's largest organ, and it can absorb chemicals, ions, minerals, drugs, cosmetics. That's right, cosmetics, lipstick, lip balm, blush, and all of that. Cosmetics and other things that we put on it. Transcutaneous absorption is what it's called, is the name for the process by which substances are absorbed, through your skin. Studies show that it is possible that you can absorb some of the nutrients from onions when you put them on your feet as you sleep. Researchers studying the skin of newborns found that coconut oil and safflower oil rubbed onto a baby's skin resulted in a rise in the triglycerides and fatty acids in the bloodstream of the baby. The oil that was rubbed on the skin actually showed up in the bloodstream as though the babies had eaten it. You hear that? Food reflexology, anxiolytic medicine, acupressure, acupuncture, and traditional Chinese medicine all have healing practices as well as massage therapy. That involves stimulating areas on the feet that correspond to the health of the oral body. The points at which you stimulate the feet correspond to energy meridians that lie in the body. At whfoods.org, whfoods.org says, this is what they say, whfoods.org says that onions are similar to garlic in their antibacterial properties, but have not been as widely researched as garlic has. The San Francisco Globe's online newspaper quotes Joe Schwartz, director of the McGill University Office for Science and Society, who says onions feature a variety of sulfur compounds that have antibacterial activity. Furthermore, cutting an onion triggers the release of enzymes that initiate a chemical reaction producing penephilics and acid, which in turn decomposes to yield sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid also inhibits the growth of bacteria. If you slice an organic red onion to about a ½ inch thick in a circle motion, to put on your feet. Slice an organic red onion to about a ½ inch thick. Place a slice of onion against the bottom of your foot, covering the bottoms of the toes, and slice your socks and slide your sock on over your foot and the onion until it covers it. So basically, you cut the onion to about a ½ inch thick, red organic onion. I think you can use any onion, but the red organic onion is best. So you slice the organic onion 1 inch thick, circular shapes. You throw on a sock, to basically kind of hold it in place. And you go to sleep with it. You're wondering what would that do, I bet, right? You're wondering what that would do. Well, slice an organic red onion about a ½ inch thick, and this is what will happen. Place a slice of onion against the bottom of your foot, covering the bottoms of the toes and the sides of, slide your sock over your foot and the onion until it covers the first onion slice. Add a second or third slice of onion to cover the arch of the heel of your foot before pulling the sock all the way over. If you have any hard skin growth on your feet, also known as corns and stuff like that, onions can also help remove them while you sleep. First, soak a slice of onion in vinegar and then place it on top of the corn on your foot before you clip on socks and go to bed. The combination of the acetic acid in vinegar and the sulfuric acid from the onion will help soften the skin of the corn and may make it easier to slow off the skin of the corn. Onions, by putting onions on your feet, can also help to fight flus. So the same process as doing that, as what I just read, you can fight a cold. You can also cut an onion, a red onion, in half. Put it in the room where you'll be sleeping, like on a dresser somewhere maybe, and you leave it there overnight, and it will suck out a lot of the bacteria that is in the ear. You know. So like I was saying, you know, it's a lot of information out there, and because of the lack of education on AIDS, discrimination, fear, panic, lies surround me. But I enjoy being the messenger for God in terms of letting people know about all health awareness, not just HIV, not just AIDS, not just herpes, not just diabetes. And I'm quite aware that, you know, a lot of people are not gonna want to hear this because it's the norm, because it's been here before me, and if they wanted to know, they would know. And there are some things that I know that people know, you know, so because it's not like I know everything, you know, but basically what I'm saying is, like, not everyone is gonna love this content. So when I was in meditation with the Lord, I was arguing with him, basically going back and forth and saying, Lord, I don't mind, you know, I don't mind the spotlight. You know, I don't mind the camera. You know, I don't mind the stage show. I've been on stage with various artists. I've bumped shoulders with various name artists. You know, I've bumped shoulders with many people, many people. You know, I'm not gonna call any names, or that's irrelevant. But I've bumped heads with artists. I've bumped heads with musicians. I've bumped heads with athletes, comedians. You know, it's not that I'm ashamed or afraid of the light, afraid to be on YouTube and putting, you know, content out and stuff like that, you know. But to break it down and say health, you know, like, I really did not want to be specifying any of my content to or anything like that, or to be doing anything about health, not even talking about it too much to my friends or to people I know, until, you know, I got older in life and I realized that hey, you know. But did you know that astronauts get sick so often in space that their toilets have a special setting just for vomiting? Did you know that you burn more calories than you consume when you eat celery? When you eat celery, you burn more calories than when you eat that. Babies, oh my God, it's so much stuff to babies can breathe and swallow at the same time until they are 6 months old. Can you breathe and swallow at the same time? I can't do it. You try to do it, because I can't do it. But babies can breathe and swallow at the same time until they are 6 months old. Did you know that the longer you breastfeed, breastfeeding is very good. As long as everything is okay, everything is healthy, everything is right. Breastfeeding is amazing. Breastfeeding is so, some guys, probably most guys, would see a woman breastfeeding and they're looking, but they're not really looking at the beauty of the breastfeeding. They have other things going through their mind. You know, some may get offended and say, oh my gosh, cover up. Oh my gosh, why would you do that? What if she didn't want me looking at her? Then why would I? Is she pulling it up? It's breastfeeding. But breastfeeding is the best you can do for your child. And the longer that your child breastfeeds, I don't remember the percentage. So I'm not going to give a percentage where it may be wrong, but it's a high percentage. Look it up. The longer you breastfeed, the smarter your child becomes. I have never been able to practice this, see this happen, but I have been able to relate it with dogs. I've been raising dogs just about all my life. All my life I've been dealing with dogs. So there's a lot of things that you see and a lot of things that you learn, you know, and I've learned that the longer a puppy stays sucking on the mother, as long as the mother will allow that puppy to suck, is the more mature or better developed that pup becomes. So it's the same thing with breastfeeding. The longer you breastfeed, the smarter the child becomes. I know it might look ridiculous to some to see a big 4-year-old, 5-year-old sucking on mom's breast. But if you go back to your ancestors and you go back to your roots, that's exactly what was happening. Did you know that the brain uses more than 25% of the oxygen consumed by the human body? The focusing muscles of the eyes move 100,000 times a day. I mean, how much of this that I'm telling you did you actually know? And let me ask you something. Would you continue being with someone, or how could I say this? Would you be with or continue being with someone who was diagnosed with HIV or AIDS? So let me ask that same question again in a different way. If you met someone, you guys had no relations, YouTube, please don't violate me for this. I'm just going to say this once just so they know, but relations meaning intercourse. Okay, you and this person has had no relations, and you guys get to know each other really good. You kind of start really feeling each other and possibly kind of even falling for each other. And the person breaks out to you that they were diagnosed with HIV or AIDS. Would you continue being with that person? And if yeah, why? Why would you? And if no, why would you? But let me do tell you that whatever decision or whatever answer you give, whether you answer it within yourself or you type the answer in the comment, those type of relations can work. And I'm going to touch that topic. I'm going to touch that topic just a little bit later on in this live. You know? But it's a lot of things out there. You know, like did you did you know that watermelon? Okay, watermelons are 92% water. A lot of people probably know that by now. A lot of people probably know that watermelon is 92% water. I mean, after all, it is called watermelon, right? But did you know that it reduces high blood pressure and blood sugar levels? Did you know that it reduces heart disease risks? Did you know that it's the highest alkaline type food there is? Did you know that watermelon strengthens your bones? Did you know that watermelon cleans your kidneys? Did you know that watermelon can be used as an aphrodisiac? And not the red part, but the part that most people throw away, which is the grind, the white part of the, you know, after you eat off the pink part, eat off the red part, and you get down to that white part. That white part is the best part of the watermelon. The best part of the watermelon. Did you guys know that? Did you know that watermelon can also fight cancer? Did you know that hair and fingernails don't grow after death? When you die, your hair stops growing. Your nails stop growing, right? But the illusion of skin tightening as the body dehydrates make it look like it is growing. Look it up if you think I'm joking. Look it up if you think I'm joking. Look that up if you think I'm joking. We're almost 2 hours, guys. And like I said, I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to be coming back, but there will not be on this topic here. It will definitely be on the next topic, which is games and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, just hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, sorry guys. But yeah, did you know that an eyelash lives about 150 to 200 days before it falls off? Trust me. There's a lot of things to know. A lot. But before I end this, I'm going to leave you guys with a little something to listen to. And then I'll be back to play some games a little bit later on. So you guys listen to this and comment down below what you think of it. All right? Very educational. Health awareness.
Write it down. You need to know that. The number one need of a male is sex. I didn't say the number one need of a man, because a man is spirit. A man needs God. But the number one need of a male is sex. Why? Because the male is designed by God to be a progenitor. That means a male is always full of seed. His purpose in life is to provide seed. That's why every male right now is carrying 500 million sperms in his loins right now. He's a seed carrier. So his number one purpose in life is to provide the genes or the generations or the generations, the genes for the generations. So a male is designed by God to produce generations. That's why when God wanted to create a nation, he never went to a woman, he went to a man, because a man carries the generations. He said, Abraham, a nation shall come from you, and Sarah will incubate the nation. So the man needs sex. The man doesn't want sex, he needs sex. Say he needs it. Men don't want sex, they need sex. A need is something that helps you function. A car doesn't want gasoline, it needs gasoline. If you don't have gasoline in the car, it stops functioning. A need is not a want. Men do not want sex. They need sex. Don't look at me so funny, lady. Say hallelujah anyhow. I'm trying to give you some education so you don't get in trouble. Now, because a man, number one need is sex, because he's driven by the divine purpose to produce seed. That's why men have no cycles. A man have no menstruation cycle. He's always ready. All the time, every day, all day, anytime, anywhere. The guy's ready. All the men say, right on. Don't look so quiet on me now. Come on, brothers, help me out here. Help me out here now. So you see, a man ain't got to build up to sex. He's just ready. And he ain't got no cycle. So he's ready even when you are not ready. Creates a problem. Now, most women who are married, especially you Christian women, some of y'all think that your husband got a demon. What's wrong with you, man? You had it last night, this morning again. What's wrong with you? And yesterday you had it, day before. You're sick, man. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to take you to Pastor Matthew and cast out this nymphomaniac demon. You are full of the devil. And so you take your husband down to the office. You make an appointment to see Brother Matthew and say, Pastor, my husband has a demon. He's a nymphomaniac. He won't leave his hands off me. You got to pray for him. Cast the demon out. And Brother Matthew says, I got the same demon. Can I get an amen, brothers? Come on, Brother Matthew, help me out here. Amen, brother. That ain't no demon. All the men say amen. All the men say leave the demon alone.
Leave the demon alone.
Your husband is not sick. He's normal. And if anybody here want to be too spiritual, any brother want to be too spiritual, if you don't have this same desire, you need prayer. Now, the question is, why is a woman's need not sex? A woman's number one need is not sex. Now, she likes sex. Sex is good for a woman. And she enjoys it. But it's not her motivational need. A woman's number one need is not sex. Write it down. Her number one need is affection.
affection is not sex, brothers. As a matter of fact, sex is the result of affection to a woman. If you give her affection, you'll get your need met. Now, some of you ladies need some help. You go to bed in the night, you got on all this clothes, socks, long mitten dress, time on your head. You got wrapped up all around your body. The guy got to fight to find something. I mean, you got to stop this. All the men are shouting now, boy. Ladies, you want to be a good wife? Make it easy. Go with nothing on. Say, good night, baby. Come on to bed. I'm talking to wives now. If you ain't married, this ain't for you. Some men feel like they are raping their wives. Ladies, you ever wonder why Paul says, your body's not your own? Because sometimes you don't feel like it. The problem is he always feels like it. Now, women have 4 seasons. Summer, winter, autumn, and spring. So men, you got to be safe.
Well, guys, that's about it. As usual, Servant David said, manners, love, and elevation. I want to thank you all for coming by. I did not actually get to finish everything that, I had planned here to go over, but that's okay because I'm going to be doing kind of a personal LS challenge to myself. I'm trying to do a 10-day LS. So going live for 10 days straight, 2-3 hours each, something like that, or until I can't go live anymore because, how StreamYard works. Right now, I'm not even sure where I'm at. I think I'm only at maybe 6 hours or something like that. I could be a little bit over, could be under, I don't know. But that's why I'm trying to chop it 2 days, I mean, not 2 days, 2 hours, 2 hours every day. So I went twice today. No, I went once today, and I will be going again later on. So I don't know how I'm going to play with these hours that StreamYard has given me to use, but I'm going to find some way to work on. But in 2 hours from now, which will be 9 o'clock Eastern time, you guys can reach me back here. Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because we're going to be playing little games. Starting with do you know what that is? What do you think that was? Name that sound in 2 hours. Never have I ever. In 2 hours. Truths about Servant David in 2 hours. Catch you guys then. Again, Servant David said, love, manners, and elevation. Thanks for coming, guys. And walk good.